Yes, the hours turned into days, and the days into weeks, and the weeks into
a month and counting.
And still counting. It's more than 40 days since some students were kidnapped from the Lagos State Model School in Epe. Correspondent Sharon Ijason visited the school and now reports.
It's 41 days since some students were kidnapped at the Lagos Model School Igbonla. When TVC News visited the school, we were denied entrance into the premises.
They said we should not come in. Why?
After waiting by the gate for a while, a parent who came to drop his ward by the school narrated to us what he witnessed in the school premises after checking in his ward.
I came here to take my brother. There are like 5 RRS vehicles inside. Now that I came to drop him now, I only noticed one. So, meaning that the security have been reduced, which is not good, because I don't think it's still safe. Because this is the second time, last one that happened now is the second time the kidnapping issue is happening.
During an interview, the Baale of Igbonla community said the community has requested for a police post inside the school premises.
We're begging the government to strengthen security. We're expecting the government to do more swiftly. We pray the kidnappers will release these children soon.
Other residents of the area stress that they don't feel safe anymore.
It is what we are praying for, because somebody who was schooling here, unexpectedly kidnappers are come here and kidnap people. So it's not fair. So even nobody have happiness about this issue.
We are pleading to the government to do all they can. It's over a month. These students have been kidnapped. It's taking too long.
Residents of the community urged the state government and relevant security agencies to come to their aid, while also soliciting for the quick release of the kidnapped students. Sharon Ijason, TVC News, Lagos.
Pain and anguish there.
It's all right.
41 days on. Yes, that's the, we never imagined that the day would come when we'll be saying 41 days, and these boys are still in the kidnappers' den. Well, we have joining us in the studio a social commentator, Smart Akpejoye. Good morning, and thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you, and good morning.
I wonder what you make of that report, hearing from the people there that security has been reduced in the school, considering the fact that it's not the first time that the school was attacked, so to say, by kidnappers. But the point is, how long can the schools really provide, whether it's police protection or even vigilante and the rest of it?
Well, first we must realize that the school is not the only place to be policed. And if we look at the strength of the Nigerian police present men in Lagos State, and probably assigning 5 RRS vehicles to that place alone will throw other schools into danger. So I think, yes, it is normal that at first they will come in, yes, then, but thereafter, it is not in the physical secure presence that you see that provides the security. Perhaps there are some other things that have been put in place that could wait off. So having RRS vehicles withdrawn from that place, probably leaving only one, it's not too much of a bad idea. But then, first, at this point, let me first of all sympathize with the parents that their children is still in the hands of the kidnappers, and I join my faith with other parents and every other good Nigerians that within the shortest time, in the next few days, these children will be released to join their family and their other colleagues in school. It's so sad. Having said this, also let me also commend men of the Nigerian police. They are doing a wonderful job, considering the fact that the challenges they are facing. Honestly, sometimes when I see the police come out with good results, I wonder the kind of extent they have gone into, because they have not really been probably motivated, they've not really been encouraged, and yet they stick out their neck. Sometimes I'm coming back from the club meeting at about 2:30, I see them sitting somewhere in the dark, So you see, their life is also in danger, and they are also parents. They are human beings. Then again, let me also commend Lagos State, the setting up of the Lagos State Security Trust Fund. Honestly, I think it is one good initiative that the government of Lagos State has done, and I wish other states could follow. And also, they have even thrown it open that just with 50 naira, you can contribute to Security Trust Fund. You see, security takes a lot of funding. And apart from the physical distance that you see, security, it's me and you, we all have to be involved. But you see, in this, we have a bad orientation, and that is why I've never liked what the National Orientation Agency is doing. To take security matter, we are handling it with levity. We must, every one of us must be involved in security matter in this country if we must move this nation forward. If we must stop the ugly incident that happened in Ebola, that it does not reoccur, we must all look at it from your small community. Probably a road is spoiled. They will be waiting for government in Alausa to come and award that road. Where a community in Alausa to come and award that road. Where a community, the resident association could just quickly get a tipper load of whatever, granite or whatever, fill up the place.
But I can tell you that in that regard, where that happens.
Yeah, in that regard, a lot of people have been doing a lot of things. But for anyone to for it to even happen in the first place, is it not a failure of government that leaves that vacuum for communities to come together and pull resources together to do any? You see,
I will tell you, security. You see, security is all encompassing, and you don't leave it alone for the government. First, whatever problem we are facing today, be it the kidnapping that is common, that is becoming rampant, be it the Bado that is taking place in Ikorodu now. I live in Ikorodu, and I tell you, it's all security and system failure. It's all a failure from the government, and the major person we must blame is the federal government. The federal government has ascribed too much of powers to themselves, and leaving very few to the states. And this, now, I'm not even sure if the local government is even existing. The power of the local government have been absorbed by the state government. So
there's so many issues one could actually take you up on now that you've broached on, but let's try as much as possible within the time that we have. Now, the issue of policing has continued to be a recurring decimal when the discussion of restructuring arises. The 2014 confab, of course, recommends state police and all of that for this problem, this challenge, to be mitigated in the first place. So where do we start from? Is that where we really need to tackle it?
No.
Or what?
We should tackle it with community policing. And I will probably draw an inference with United Kingdom. United Kingdom, they have what we call community policing. You see, you just find that when you go into a place, perhaps when you wake up, maybe probably you traveled in the night. When you wake up, you just see they are always going out in two. Probably a lady and a man. You see, those people, they live within that community. You don't even know them. They work in that community. All they do is just within that community. As they see a strange face, they'll challenge you. Hello, hi, good morning, how are you? The moment they hear your accent, they will know this is a visitor.
This community policing, will it be empowered by law? Or are you looking at this something in the mode of what Lagos State has done with the neighborhood watch?
Yes.
But they are uniformed.
They are uniformed, yes, because the state, the laws, the constitution permits them, in as much as they are not carrying firearms. So because they could carry light arms, but they are not carrying the firearms because that is only probably allowed by the police and all other security military. They could do this because in the first place, if an armed robber is coming to a place, if a kidnapper is coming to a place, first he wants to go and rob, he wants to go and commit his crime. He does not want to be caught because he also wants to enjoy himself with whatever he would have gotten. So the moment a kidnapper is coming or the moment a thief is coming and is trying to say, hello, yes, what are you doing this night? Before they bring out their gun, before they do everything, they want to run away. And because they know that, look, if they try to do anything, they've been challenged. The next thing they want to do is that they want to run away from that place, and they don't want to come back. But if you will drive past the whole of an area, maybe late in the night, nobody is challenging you. You're not even seeing police. You're not seeing vigilante. You're not seeing anything. But Lagos State government has done something. But however, I've seen it more on paper. I've seen it more on social media than seeing their physical presence.
Yeah, let's take it from this other side now. You've obviously stated that the police seem to be overwhelmed, but when it comes to security, it's not just the responsibility of the police, and I agree with you, but the Navy just said that they want to deploy more men and personnel to the water areas, especially where the schools are. Do you think that is not too late for them to even make a statement? In the first place,
we first of all look at what is the strength of the Nigerian Navy, and what's our coverage by sea? Can the Navy effectively manage it with the resources they have? How many gunboats is available with the Navy, even assigned to the Western Navy Command? Let's ask the Western Navy Command, how many gunboats do they have? So, you see, it all boils down to the fact that there is something wrong with our structure. And because there is something wrong now, it is beginning to affect the common men now in a very alarming situation. And that is why we are seeing more of the bados, we are seeing more of kidnapping, we are seeing more of violent crime.
So how do we make the best of a bad situation? The situation is the way it is now. So concerning the 6 boys that have remained in kidnappers' den for 41 days now, what's the way out? Is it diplomacy? Is it negotiation?
I think
exactly should be the way
in the first place, we should take negotiation. If first the police said they have identified the group led by one guy they call America, and they've arrested some of his boys, but America and
he's still on the run.
He's still on the run. One, he lives within our community. We know him, but probably we don't know this is what he does. So this is what community policing can check. But as it is now, to quickly get these boys out, if they're asking for a ransom, let's give them the ransom. Get these boys out. I will go back. We'll now go back for them. Because it is unfortunate that for 41 days, these boys are still in their captivity and they're not kept in a decent environment.
But that ransom, police will tell you, is at the core of this continuing kidnapping, whether it's of the boys or, you know, wherever kidnapping is going on.
Yes, anybody will argue this way.
Giving these people money is actually encouraging
Anybody will argue this way. In the first place, it is crime. It is crime to ask for ransom, of course. But since it has come to this way, if this is what we should do, perhaps, of course, you can see we are all adamant about the Shibor girls, whatever. Along the line, they swapped. So that is another form of ransom. So let us also, just to get these guys out, let us bring them out. And I'm telling you, they must have been discussing with these boys, because they won't just throw them in like that. So from them, we could even gather some information which we will use against the victim. But then, going forward, that does not happen, we must have an effective community policing, which is allowed by the law. Let us, since the government is still dilly-dallying about state police, then let us do our community police that we have, that the Constitution permits us to do. Let us do that. That is the only way we could at least stop this trend of the bados that is happening in Ikorodu, stop this ugly incident of kidnapping and other security
and Bado seems to be moving away from Ikorodu towards, yesterday, of course, we heard closer to central Lagos.
Well, all these are within Ikorodu. They are still within the Ikorodu division, one. But however, you see, the moment you don't allow your crime to start, the moment it starts, it spreads. So it is part of the security. It is part of the security problem challenges that we're talking about. We must have community policing. If we have community policing, if every house is properly monitored, you find out that, look, all this violent crime within our community will disappear.
All right. Even when we talk about community policing, I wonder even if it's different from what we have now, where a lot of community development associations exist and they look into the welfare and the environment and the security of each other. Is it different from what we already have?
No, it's not different, except for the fact that government needs to probably come in again, coordinate their activities, because right now they are doing it uncoordinated. I live in a community, and in one of the districts, I said, look, do we even have the background? Have we carried out a background check on some of these boys that we engage at night? Have we carried out the background check? Do we even know them? How well do we know them? What is the kind of training that they have? Because prior before now, it's funny that some of these neighborhood watch, before you see, they will start beating somebody to death, they will lynch somebody. You are not supposed to. All you just need to do, apprehend the person and hand them over if probably you're not satisfied, hand him or her over to the police, let them carry out their investigation. But you now see again, they'll come up and say, if you give them to the police will allow them to escape.
Trust.
So this has to again do with the fact that we have a systemic failure. Because if we don't have a systemic failure, of course, if you are attacked in your house, you won't call the thugs, you will call the police. So we must trust the police. Yes, we have bad eggs among them, no doubt about that. And the police is a reflection of the Nigerian society. Yeah. The men of the Nigerian police, they were not recruited from Cotonou or from
anywhere
Togo.
else.
They are all Nigerians.
All right, Smart, thank you very much. Smart Akpejoye, social commentator. Thank you for coming on the program this morning.
Thank you.